It's shoutout time.
Alright, shout out to President Donald Trump from USA. Shout out to Congresswoman Nancy Ruth Mace from South Carolina. Shout out to Shane Lawson from South Carolina. Shout out to Mike from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. Shout out to Roman Iron from Austin, Texas. Shout out to DJ and Justin from Austin, Texas. Shout out to Champ from Temple, Texas. Shout out to Big Mike from Texas. Shout out to Dave DeGrant from Cali. Shout out to Glenn B2. Shout out to Peppermo. Shout out to Not Quite Right. Shout out to Dave DeGrant from Cali. Shout out to Well and Roder from EFSA, Angeles City, Philippines. Shout out to Macdo from Sapalibutan, Angeles City, Philippines. Shout out to Richard from UK. Shout out to Hungarian OC from Worcester, Australia. Shout out to June Serafin. Shout out to Roger and Wesley from Pennsylvania. Shout out to Mario from Australia. Shout out to Jim Dale, the famous Harry the Horse back in the day. Shout out to San Juan La Union Blood. Shout out to Australian guys. Shout out to Rachel from Northern Cali. Shout out to Jerry Dogman from Ohio. Shout out to Edgar and Jenny Cruz from Virginia Beach. Shout out to Mason and Micah from Okinawa, Japan. Shout out to Elijah RB from Akron, Virginia. Shout out to Eddie from Pampa New Beach, Florida. Shout out to Kevin and Charlie from Pampa New Beach, Florida. Shout out to Ken from Southern Virginia. Shout out to Filipina Bad Girl. Shout out to Shane and Sharon from Las Piñas, Metro Manila, Philippines. Shout out to Alin, Jade, and Jaden from City of Philippines. Shout out to Kyle King Grill from South Korea. Shout out to Eugene and Daniel from Cali. Shout out to West from Kapama, Washington State. Shout out to Nick and Matt from Hawaii. Shout out to Glenn and Mikey from Hawaii. Shout out to Bernie and Ross from Club Sky, Walking Street, Angeles City, Philippines. Shout out to Focus on Asia. Shout out to Chow Dab C. Shout out to Red Black Expat Philippines. Shout out to Not Dead Yet Adventures. Shout out to Back Ice to Banana. Shout out to Bukendeno Pinay. Shout out to Dan and Minis Johnny. Shout out to Betty and Betty's Philippine Adventure. Shout out to CJ Abroad. Shout out to Mr. Walker Black. Shout out to H. Majuruku. Shout out to Single and Body. Thank you for watching, subscribers.
Look at you girl, ang ganda-ganda mo. The way you smile makes me high, parang iba na to. Iba na, nararamdaman. Iba na, nararamdaman. You're the best girl I've ever seen. Kapansin-pansin ang iyong mga tingin. Iba na, nararamdaman. Iba na, nararamdaman. Bakit napaka-perfecto? Kitang-kita tila ba wala man lang kahit isang depekto. Besto, kahit anong anggulo, baka pwede kang makunan personal kahit isang litrato mo. Pampakalma lang kasi nga alam mo bang pag di ka nakikita ay tumataas pagkahibang ko. Tindi mo, ganda mo, ngiti ka nga ulit para naman bukay ang araw ko. Para bang walang makakahigit, panis lahat kahit sino pang makita ko. Shit, ikaw ang pinakabet, baka pwede kang mag-get. Kundi man ayos lang basta makita ka sa net. Tipong pag kagising, sarap agad sa feeling. Tamang tingin sa pic mo kahit rin ka lang kapiling. Di bali nang maging kung ano man ang isipin, kung ikaw naman ang makikita ko sa aking pagising. Look at you girl, ang ganda-ganda mo. The way you smile makes me high, parang iba na to. Iba na, nararamdaman. Iba na, nararamdaman. You're the best girl I've ever seen. Kapansin-pansin ang iyong mga tingin. Iba na, nararamdaman. Iba na, nararamdaman. I just wanna say something for you. You know the boys out there may gusto na sa'yo. Hindi mo matatang